Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lovella's Coloring. It is already May, and I have a small batch of colorings to share with you guys from the month of April. As always for myself, at the beginning of each month, I would get so hyped up to get a lot of colorings done, but yeah, for the month of April, it just didn't happen for me. Life, with everyone at home, especially with a new puppy, it's just been a lot busier for me, and yeah, I'm just happy that I at least have 7 colorings to share with you guys, plus a couple whips that I want to share with you. So I'll go ahead and get this desk cleared up and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first book I want to share with you is Disney's Carrie Mystery, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. This is a book that is by the Hatchet Heroes, and this is the Princess and Fairies book. So I've been showing this book and the other book, which is the babies one, every month, and I think I'm going to continue doing that for the rest of the year, probably continue it on until I finish it. But these books are just great for me to take with me, downstairs, to the kitchen when I'm pretty much kicked out of my room, so my son can do his Google Classrooms, Zooms with his phone calls to his teacher, to his tutors, and to his when he does band online also, especially when he practices. I'd rather have him up here rather than downstairs with me. He plays the clarinet, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, like I said, this is a great book just to take with me because I can stop at any time and pick up the pen again and continue. So the page I colored in here is this one, which is Cinderella with her pumpkin coach right over here. So you can see that I continued the cross stitch method, which I've started from this page with Snow White. And yeah, I just like the look of this one rather than it colored in, only because I'm not very even or steady with the markers when I color on here. When I see other people do it, like Shelly, Kate, or Nikki and Lisa, they do like awesome job. I just can't do it, so I continue to do the cross stitch method, and that's probably what I'm going to do throughout this book. So I use the Tombow dual brush markers for this, and yeah, really like how it looks. So this is Cinderella, and this is from the Disney Carrie Mystery, Princess and Fairies, the Hatchet Heroes book. The next book is Disney Babies Carrie Mystery, also by Hatchet Heroes. So this one, I actually was watching Shelly, the stitching colorist, and she did dots, instead of the cross stitch, and I liked it. I'm thinking of doing it on this one, like maybe back and forth, doing cross stitch and then doing dots. We'll see. But I really like how it looks. It's fun to do, just doing like circles, and yeah. But this is Boo from Monsters Inc. And I used Crayolas with this one, the Crayola Super Tips. Yes. So this is the Disney Babies Carrie Mystery by Hatchet Heroes. The next one is Travel Mosaic, Color by Number. This is by Sun Life Drawing, and I believe there is a color along on Instagram and on YouTube for the Sun Life Drawing books. So you'll see this again next month. But the 2 colorings that I did in this one is this one, it's the Easter Island, and then I used the Sparkle Pop gel pens for the lines in between. And then on this one, I'm thinking this is Venice. I messed up on this one, but I'm not sure if you can tell. Good thing there's like so many colors, so if you mess up, you just continue on. But Yeah, again, sparkle pop in between. And yeah, so these are the 2 pages I've done in the Travel Mosaic, color by number by Sun Life Drawings. The next coloring I want to share with you is a printed illustration from a PDF coloring book called Forest Keepers, illustrated by Fabrica Fantasy. And I printed this page out for Sammy's Color and Chat with Sammy's color along for the Forgotten PDFs. And yeah, I'm so glad that she had the color along. So it reminded me that, oh, I have PDFs to print out in color still. And yeah, I really love how this page turned out. There are a couple things that I forgot here, but which I'll tell you guys in a few minutes or in a minute. But I colored this in with Tombow dual brush marker pens and Faber-Castell Abricture. I colored it in with the Faber-Castell Polychromos, and I used white Posca on the rabbit right over here, the Munoz soft pastel on the sky, which is hard to see because my light is kind of bright. And then I also used the glossy accents for the wings and eyes of the bees. So yeah, the part that I forgot to do were all of the leaves. They're all colored in with Tombow dual brush markers, and I just forgot, but there's so much going on that it's not noticeable. So yeah, really love how this page came out. So this is again from the Forest Keepers coloring book by Fabrica Fantasy. The next one I want to share with you is from the book Ticket to Dreams, which is illustrated by Karolina Kubikowska. And the page I colored in here is this one, which I think is a mermaid. I colored it for the pink-haired mermaid color along from Nirma Coloring, and I also used this picture for several color alongs for the month of April. I colored it in with Artista Expert colored pencils. The water, I used Neocolor 2s. I also used white Posca to outline the pearls and the shell. I used the Zig Wink of Stella, and then glossy accents on top. So I'm not sure if you can see the glitter underneath the glossy accent. Maybe this way. But yeah, I just remember I was sitting on this trying to see if I wanted to add any more to it. But I remembered why I was sitting on it, because this is double-sided, and I remembered I don't want to put stickles on it because it's going to make it bumpy to color on this side. But I went ahead and did the glossy accents, and hopefully it'll be okay because it's in the hair part of this side, so hopefully it'll be all right. Plus it's raised but not so bumpy, so it should be hopefully it'll be okay. So yeah, so this is my pink-haired mermaid from the book Ticket to Dreams, which is illustrated by Karolina Kubikowska. The next book I want to share with you is called Tentacle Kitty coloring book, and the creators of Tentacle Kitty are John and Raina Merritt. The illustration I colored, because there's many artists that did illustrations for the Tentacle Kitty, and the one I colored was actually illustrated by Camilla D'Erico, who is also the illustrator for her coloring books called Pop Manga and the Mermaid Pop Manga coloring book. So she did several illustrations for Tentacle Kitty, and you might recognize this page from one of my other videos, which is the 5 coloring books for quarantine. So this is how it looks finished. I used Neocolor 2 for the background to do the galaxy seen, and I actually followed a tutorial from Coloring with Claire, and I'll leave the link to that video down below in the video description. And what else did I do? I used the Lemon markers as a base for the kitties, and then I used Cezanne 2 colored pencils to shade it in. I used black Posca to outline the butterflies, and then I put stickles on their wings and glossy accents on the body and antenna. Sorry. If you can hear my husband downstairs. But anyways, I also used acrylic white paint to splatter all over the galaxy for the stars, and I also added white Posca for bigger stars and stuff. So yeah, I had a lot of fun putting this page together, coloring this page. And sorry, kids screaming in the background. But anyways, I lost my place. But the creators of Tentacle Kitty have a Kickstarter, and I don't know when it ends. I'll try to put the link down below in the video description, but it's to sell first responder plush Tentacle Kitties. Yeah, just check it out. I will leave the link down below in the video description. So again, this is Tentacle Kitty coloring book by John and Raina Merritt, and the illustration I colored is by Camilla D'Erico. The next book I want to share with you is The Ink House, and the page I colored in here is the Hedgehog, which his name is Huxley the Hedgehog. And it was just a simple coloring in here. What did I use again? I used the Faber-Castell Gold Faber and Muji colored pencils and white Posca for the hedgehog. I gave him some blush. So yeah, I decided to just leave the background blank, but yeah, I'm trying to finish this book this year, and I really need to get going with more pages a month. More pages a month. So hopefully next month I can pick it up. So yep, so that's Huxley the Hedgehog from the Ink House, which I forgot, sorry, is illustrated by Rory Dobner. The next one is a big book. This is the Disney Vitralis. This is a book that's by the Hatchet Heroes. This is the Spanish version of the Disney Vitro, which is the French version. So these are like stained glass illustration. The one I worked on was Hank from Finding Dory, and I used just Faber-Castell Gold Faber. That's it. That's all that I used. And yeah, we watched Finding Dory like, I don't know, 3 times, and we decided to just color this as seaweed or kelp. So yeah, I really love how it came together, and it was fun. Pretty quick, I think, for me, is just that, you know, I was using several colors. Like, I believe for Hank, I used 4 different colors for his body, and I was trying to make shades in the thing. So I was just making it difficult for myself, but you know, as long as I had fun. So yeah, so this is Hank from Finding Dory, and illustrations from Disney Vitralis by Hatchet Heroes. Okay, so that's all that I have finished. So I have a couple whips to share with you, and this is actually a new book. I still have to do a March and April coloring book and supplies haul, but this is the newest book I got, and it's The Plant Lady by the Mint Gardener, Sarah Simon. And I actually did the first page in this. So actually this is done, but I didn't post it on Instagram. And I was just trying watercolor on this paper because, you know, it's not cardstock paper, so I wasn't sure how it would do with watercolor. So I used the Faber-Castell Albrecht and the Tombow dual brush marker, and it works pretty well. I like it. It didn't go through, but you know, you can see the little wrinkles from the wreath because I used it for the whole thing. So the page I am working on currently in this book is this one. I just did a base of the Albrecht, and yeah, I just like the saying over here, which really caught my eye, so I wanted to do this page. There's always room for more plants, more books, and more love. So I'm just gonna shade it in, and then this page should be done. This page is, or this book is double-sided, so I don't think I will color this page, but it's not so bad, so it's not so wrinkled or soaked up or anything. It planned out pretty good. So the paper is alright. And yeah, so this is from The Plant Lady, which is illustrated by the mint gardener, Sarah Simon. And the last book I want to share with you is Mythographic Color and Discover Enchanted Castles, which is illustrated by Fabiana Attanasio. So in the video of the 5 coloring books during quarantine, I asked which of the mythographic books should I color in, because, you know, I haven't colored in any of the 4 books, and a majority asked that I color in the Enchanted Castles one. So, and then one of the comments was, I'm sorry, I forgot who it was, but she suggested to go ahead and color the one with the dragonfly, which, because it caught my eye as I was flipping through it, but it's hard to see. But I already started on it using the French grays from the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, and I'm gonna use the French grays for all the buildings. And then I believe I decided on doing like gold or bronze accents for the roofs and like for the railings right over here. And then the 3 colors I'll be using be like a lilac, purple, green, probably like olive green, and then hints of blue throughout this page. So that's what I'm seeing in my head, but we'll see what happens when I actually get in and finish this page. Yeah. I want to thank you all for watching, and I do hope you guys enjoyed and had fun seeing what I've colored and what's going to be coming out for the next month. Please take care out there, keep safe, and stay healthy. Sending you all hugs and love. Happy colorings, my friends. Bye-bye.